government decided to train at least 100,000 artisans in the country in the Skill Up Artisan Super Program of President Bola Tinubu's administration. The Director General of the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, Mr. Afiz Ogun, said this during the inauguration of the Southwest Secretariat of the Association of Nigeria Artisans and Technicians, ASNET, in Akure, Ondo State Capital. Mr. Ogun said the program was part of President Tinubu's administration's plan to upgrade artisans of various occupations to international standards. He urged artisans who included barbers, tailors, automobile mechanics, electrical technicians, among others, to support the federal government program, saying the 29,000 artisans benefited from the program in 2024 and 100,000 will benefit in 2025. Mr. Babatunde Oyele urged his members to key into the program for their development. The state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborowori, has empowered 300 trainees under the inaugural More Delta State Information and Communication Technology Youth Empowerment Program, ICT-YEP, with starter packs after their 3-month training. The event took place at the Unity Hall, Government House, Asaba. Sam Sokojite reports.
Governor Oborowori, represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Kingsley Emu, said the event was a testament to the journey of a more prosperous, innovative and inclusive Delta, where the youth are job creators, innovators and builders of a technology-driven future. While describing the ICPE program as a flagship initiative designed to unleash the creative energy of young minds, drive innovation, generate employment and lay the groundwork for economic diversification beyond oil, he affirmed that his administration would continue to prioritize the empowerment of youth with relevant digital skills. Addressing the beneficiaries, he congratulated them for completing their rigorous training while charging them as pioneers of the program to be bold in their ideas and use their acquired skills to uplift their communities and contribute meaningfully to the development of the state. Governor Oborowori also commended the Ministry of Science and Technology, the program's organizing committee, and facilitators for their commitment and professionalism in laying the foundation of a legacy that would empower Deltans.
Today's ceremony is more than a celebration of completion. It is time as a whole testament to our administration on building commitment. We are taking the next generation of learners with the tools to thrive in the development of all this work.
This remark, the program coordinator, Mr. Charles Omodia, expressed gratitude to the Governor and the Commissioner for Science and Technology for the opportunity to build and improve the digital landscape.
We roll out, they say, look, if there is anything you can do to make it more interactive with the students, you have to go ahead to do that. And that also leads us to improve on the program by creating other related programs such as the Startup Academy, self-employment, and more importantly, social media skill was added.
Some beneficiaries of the ICT program commended the Governor and the Commissioner for making it possible for youth in the state to benefit from the program. Awards were presented to notable individuals and items including laptops, solar panels were distributed to each graduate. Sams Ukujite reporting.
The Nigerian Communications Structured Supplementary Service Data, USM email from the United Bank of Africa, UBA, to customers today. The latest directive may be another move by the Commission to address the historical USSD payment conflict between mobile network operators, MNOs, and commercial banks. In December 2024, the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the NCC directed mobile network operators, MNOs, and DMBs to resolve the long-standing 250 billion naira USSD debt. Following the threat by telcos to withdraw services over debt accumulated by banks, the NCC in January threatened to suspend the USSD service and publish a list of banks assigned to 9 banks by January 27 due to unpaid debts. Abia State Ministry of Health has issued an urgent health advisory to all residents of the state regarding the outbreak of diphtheria in Imo, a neighboring state. Briefing news after this week's Executive Council meeting presided over by Governor Alex Oti, the Commissioner for Information, Mr. O.K. Kanu, said preventive measures included vaccination for children and for adults who are not sure of their diphtheria status have been put in place. He urged parents to be vigilant in taking note of any child that shows symptoms of diphtheria. Mr. Kano, who advised citizens to report any suspected case of local health authorities or stakeholders to disseminate the information. He also disclosed that the Federal Ministry of Health had declared Abia State free of river blindness over 30 years of mass drug administration to control the disease. The Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs in Niger State, Mr. Ahmed Suleiman, has said more than 200 corpses of victims have been recovered after devastating flood hit the Mokwa local government area of the state. Mr. Suleiman, who said this on a television program, said the Umar Bago administration in the north central state had activated an emergency response and directed the distribution of relief materials to the displaced victims of the floods, who were housed in makeshift camps. Meanwhile, victims at makeshift camps continue to voice deep dissatisfaction over the handling of relief efforts. A visit to the affected communities by newsmen revealed the frustration and disappointment of flood victims, especially over lack of adequate food supplies and poor camp conditions. The Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, DESUPADEC, under the leadership of the Managing Director, Chief Festus Otonago, and the Chairman Ologun John Nani, has been actively developing various projects in its mandate areas. A statement by DESUPADEC listed the projects to include the completed expansion and renovation of the Utabuno Health Center in Ndoka West Local Government Area, the renovation of St. Michael Secondary School, Ole, Isoko South Local Government Area, and the rehabilitated 6-classroom block at Oloko Primary School, Oloko Uri, Udu Local Government Area. Others are ultra-modern police station in Abo, Ndokwa East Local Government Area, the ultra-modern market in Ubeji, Wari South Local Government Area, and the ongoing construction of a 2-story administrative block at the College of Education, Wari South. The statement added that the projects showcase the DESUPADEC's commitment to improving infrastructure, healthcare, education, and economic opportunities in the region. The State Police Command has said a suspect, Miss Joy Temitope, has been arrested for stealing a 2-month-old baby. Ms. Temitope was accused of drugging the baby's mother before stealing the child on February 16, 2025. A spokesperson for the command, SP Bright Edafe, in a statement on X on Monday, said the 49-year-old suspect fled with the baby after the drugged 20-year-old mother fell asleep somewhere in Koko, Wari North Local Government Area of Delta State. Explaining further in a video attached to the statement, Mr. Edafe said the suspect, who pretended to be her friend, deceived her that they were going to Koko Market before giving her the drink. The child's mother, during police interrogation, said the suspect asked her to know where she stayed, but that when they arrived at Wari, she gave her 5 alive to drink inside the vehicle before she started feeling sleepy. She, however, stated that the suspect was arrested in Ugeli on April 29, 2025. According to the police, the suspect admitted to the crime. The Nigerian Army has rescheduled the 89th regular recruit intake RRI screening exercise for trades and non-trades men and women in Delta State. A statement signed by the Director General of Delta State Orientation and Communications Bureau, Dr. Fred Oganasiwe, said the screening of all shortlisted candidates will now take place from Sunday 8 to Saturday 21st June 2025 at Cenotaph Complex, Asaba, the state capital, beginning from 7 a.m. daily. It said the new date supersedes the previous date of 2nd to 16th June 2025, while urging all shortlisted candidates to take note of the reverse date. The statement further disclosed that a total of 691 candidates of Delta State origin, the highest number since inception, have been shortlisted for the screening exercise. It said the state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Obodo, has directed members of the State Awareness Committee on Youth Enlistment into Military and Paramilitary Services to be on ground at Cenotaph Complex, Asaba, to assist the 691 shortlisted candidates during the screening exercise in terms of logistics, welfare, and all. According to the statement, the state government would provide buses at strategic locations across the 3 senatorial districts to convey shortlisted candidates to and from screening exercise, while successful candidates shall proceed to Zaria immediately for training. The statement advised all shortlisted candidates of Delta State origin to bring along with them the original copies of documents necessary for screening exercise, emphasizing the need for mental and physical wellness without history of hypertension, high blood pressure, and epilepsy disease. The 2025 Basic Education Certificate Examination (BECE), earlier scheduled to begin from June 9 to June 13 for both public and private secondary schools in Delta State, has been shifted to a new date. A statement from the functioning permanent secretary in Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, Mr. Daniel Akiri, on behalf of the State Commissioner for Secondary Education, Mrs. Rose Ezewu, said the examination will now commence from June 16 to June 20. The statement explained that the shift was occasioned by the federal government declaration of public holidays on June 6 and June 9 to mark the Eid al-Adha and Democracy Day celebration on June 12. According to the statement, the midterm break for all public and private primary and secondary schools in the state will hold from June 16 to June 20, as against the earlier scheduled date of June 9 to June 13. The statement regretted any inconveniences caused by the development. You're watching the Delta Television main news. Still to come, Bureau of Change Operators of Nigeria upholds new operational guidelines of Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN). Details on this story and more after this short break. Please stay with us.
If tanker carry fuel fall or pipe wey carry fuel for underground burst, wetin you go do? You go begin build put for your bucket, or you go run comot far for where the fire go soon come. Na only small time you get to take this wise decision. Waka comot, no, that one no dey enough. Shift, no, that one no dey enough. Stay there dey gist and take pictures with your phone. That na madness. Run, yes, run comot. Yes, your life depend on wetin you do. The fire go come at once and you no go fit control am. Why? Petrol dey catch fire easily. Why? Na just small spark go start big fire. So no stay there dey think. Run comot quick to save your life. No throw your life away because of say you wan pack petrol. Take this advice. This informate na from Public Enlightenment Office, Delta Broadcasting Service, Asaba.
You're welcome back. You're watching the Delta Television main news. Let's join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector.
There are Association of the Road Exchange Operators of Nigeria, HAPCON, says that the Central Bank of Nigeria's June 3rd recapitalization deadline for road exchange BDC operators remains sacrosanct. HAPCON President Dr. Aminu Gwadabe said this in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria in Lagos after a stakeholders meeting with the CBN. NAN reports that CBN in May 2024 issued new operational guidelines for BDCs effective June 3, 2024, directing all existing BDCs to reapply for new licenses. BDCs with Tier 1 license were expected to have a capital base of 2 billion naira, while those with Tier 2 license needed 500 million naira, with a non-refundable license of 5 million naira and 2 million naira respectively. Both Tier 1 and Tier 2 BDCs were given 6 months to meet up with the minimum capital requirement for the license category applied for. The Apex Bank later extended the capitalization deadline by additional 6 months while it continued engagement with the BDC operators to meet the new capital threshold by June 3rd. HAPCON, however, had raised concerns that only about 10% of its members were able to reach capital requirements as at yesterday. The Minister of State for Works, Mohammed Gururo, has said the federal government must spend about 880 billion naira annually for the maintenance of the federal road network nationwide. This came as the managing director of the Federal Road Maintenance Agencies, Chukwumeka Abasi, disclosed that the template for deducting the road users' charge from the price of petrol and diesel was never implemented by the different Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Authority, now the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority. The two government officials spoke in Abuja at an investigative hearing of the House of Representatives ad hoc committee. The committee is investigating the implementation and remittances of the 5% user charge for road maintenance.
The hope of the resurrection has been emphasized as a reason for Christians to be unafraid of death, but to hold on to Christ and the resurrection of life. Reverend Nantib Gazelle gave the encouragement during the funeral sermon for late Professor Nkiruka Iwebunankiti Ne Awuno, who was interred at her family residence in Atuma quarters, Idinuju Boko, in a Newton North local government area of Delta State. Sam Sokotite reports.
Speaking against the fear of death, Reverend Gusel explained from 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 55 that death had no lasting sting on Christians, since Christ's death and resurrection furnished the basis for our resurrection and eternal life. He added that Christ was the access code to life, urging all to serve him in truth and in spirit. Also, the chaplain of the All Saints Chapel Uboro Campus, Unibeni, Venerable Osaze Ebenisi, highlighted the Christ-like life of the deceased while encouraging everyone to faithfully run their Christian ways to finish strong so as to attain the crown of life, and enjoin the children of the deceased to build on the legacy of their mother.
For those who do not have the access code, who crashed in, they will be crashed out into utmost or everlasting punishment. For those who had the code and wear it, you will rest and enjoy life forever and ever.
Family members and friends of the deceased described her as a humble and capable wife, a loving mother, a counselor, and an intellectual beacon that added value to her immediate family and the society at large.
Encouragement for me, very lovely woman. The way she teaches us to be the best in everything we do, our academics, our spiritual life with God Almighty.
Just seeing this crowd here today, out here to celebrate her. My mom died less than a week ago, and we've been able to plan it. We didn't even think that people would show up as much as they've shown up, but people showed up like this only because she's a good person. So yes, we are going to emulate her kind. kindness, definitely, and her love for God as well, most importantly. Mom is a great woman and she's a very hardworking woman, and she's someone who, once she set her heart to do something, she's doing it no matter the odds or anything, and I really want to be that kind of woman.
Mom, you're my everything, my heart, my best person, my love, my joy, my home, my safe place, my career, my drive, my motivation, my counselor, my peace, my smile. I lacked nothing, I had everything. The trust that Mom bestowed on us as her children.
The deceased, Professor Nkiruka Wamba, age 65, served as acting head of the Department of Economics, University of Benin. She was survived by her husband, Chief Uinabo Wamba, and 4 children, among whom is Mrs. Shizi Awuno, a staff of the Delta Broadcasting Service, Asaba.
That's our news. Now to our thought for the day. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. To end the Delta Television news, here are the highlights. The federal government has said it will train at least 100,000 artisans in the country in the Skill Up Artisan Super Program of President Bola Tinubu's administration. The Director General of the Industrial Training Fund, ITF, Mr. Afiz Ogun, said this during the inauguration of the Southwest Secretariat of the Association of Nigeria Artisans and Technicians, ASNAT, in Akure, Ondo State. The state governor, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, has empowered 300 trainees under the inaugural More Delta State Information and Communication Technology Youth Empowerment Program, ICT YEP, with starter packs after their 3-month training. The event took place at the Unity Hall, Government House at Sabah. And finally, in business, Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria uphold new operational guidelines of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. And that's the size of our package for tonight. On behalf of the production team, I am Tony Eloaka. Have a good evening.
Sheriff's administration is committed to delivering impactful governance that will improve the lives of Deltans. Take a look at the inauguration of the Boji Mixed Modern Market, which was inaugurated some days ago.
The newly inaugurated Boji Mixed Modern Market, which includes a modern abattoir, is crucial towards improving economic activities and also stimulating innovation.
Governor Sheriff.
And because Governor Sheriff is dedicated